Hello, everyone. We're here today with MIscha Zverev. Hi, MIscha. First of all, how are you and where do we find you at this very moment?
Hi. Well, first of all, thanks for having me. I'm doing well, and I'm right now in Portugal and Castelo Branco at a futures tournament, and yeah, I'm let's say in the middle of Portugal.
How is the preparation going for you at this tournament so far?
Well, the last couple of weeks have been very interesting with, my parents being tested positive, my brother doing very well at the US Open, me changing the schedule a little bit from, clay to back to hard court. And the preparation has been perfect, but, it's okay. I've arrived here yesterday at Saturday, so I was supposed to play, this afternoon, but my match was postponed to tomorrow and I was able to train, take a look, run around, enjoy the sightseeing, and it's a beautiful place around here, and yeah, looking forward to my start tomorrow.
You mentioned that your parents got tested positive, and of course, that should be accepted as a negative situation at the moment. But on the other hand, we had Alex's success at the US Open. What feelings do you have in the family at the moment?
Well, first, my parents are healthy and they've had multiple negative tests, and they're feeling fine, so that's the most important. And yeah, the run my brother did at the U.S. Open was phenomenal, and unfortunately, he was so close to winning and bringing home the title. But maybe next time. Dominic deserved it. He played very well. I think, it was a great tournament for both of them. They showed some great skills, and they've mastered the conditions perfectly because the circumstances were not easy, especially in the last 6-7 months. The world's been going through some very difficult times.
After the match, you posted a photo on social media saying that you learned a lot of positive things from Sasha, from his game to your sport, tennis. Can you share with us some of them?
Well, I think especially in New York, he didn't break any rackets. He was very calm, and he stayed so focused and determined. And I think that was a great improvement from comparing to the past, where he sometimes he didn't do very well at some.
Would you say if there was one thing missing, would you say that in the final was the luck? Or what was missing?
Luck is a very interesting thing or topic, whatever it is. Sometimes we say only the best get lucky. Sometimes we say luck is just, you just don't never know when's gonna happen. But yeah, it was definitely, you couldn't say one was clearly better than the other or one was clearly stronger than the other. It was such a close match, and I think under these circumstances, it would be fair to say, the luck was maybe missing a little bit, but still, Dominic deserved it, and as well as my brother, he did it as well, and it was just a very close match, very emotional.
How tough is it to face the younger generation players? And my next question would be, would the 10-year-old Misha or 10-year-old Sasha win head to head against each other?
Well, going to the young generation. Tennis is changing. I feel like even the young players, they're so much like more physical. They're stronger at a young age because when I was growing up, we would play 4 hours of tennis a day, two in the morning, two in the afternoon, and then maybe go for a jog. Now the training is so much more like specific. You go in the gym, you work on certain muscles, you work on strength, on speed, endurance, and just there's so much more data now that you can use to improve your physical strength, and that's why players are a lot stronger, and they can hit the ball harder. So sometimes I have to try to use my experience, play surf and volley, use my slice, and try to find their weaknesses. So I don't know. We'll see. I guess now I'm here and I'll be playing a lot of younger players, I think, and players that I've never seen before, and I've never played against them. So it'll be interesting. I hope I can still compete and win, and I guess we'll see. And back to your second question, a 10-year-old me or 10-year-old Sasha. Well, Sasha was always very tall and skinny, and I was more like compact and strong. So at 10 years old, I think maybe I might have beaten him because I was just stronger and then more compact and maybe faster on the court. But then Sasha started growing, and And I think age 14, 15, 16, he already like definitely age 17, he was much better than I was. But I think 14, 15, that's where I think he started to really improve and peak.
What is your motivation at the moment to still keep you going on court?
It's I want to travel with him to more tournaments, and I want to travel not as a coach or hitting partner. I want to travel as a family member, and if needed, as a advisor or coach. But also, I want to travel as a professional tennis player who competes, in the same tournament as he does, and maybe play against him one more time or a few more times in a big tournament. That would be like really my goal. That would be my dream.
In 2017, you were marked as top 25. 2020, you're in 256 position. What do you think is the reason for that? And can we see you back in top 25 anytime soon?
Well, anytime, because it takes some time. Even if you play well, it takes time to go back up there. But what has changed is I started 2000. So 2018 was still okay because I was in the top 100. Obviously, not ranked as high as in 2017, but I was playing okay. I had a few tough losses at the U.S. Open, for example, in 2018, where I was playing against Fritz. He's a great player, and I feel like I should have won that match, but I didn't. And after that, I tried to, like, my son was born, and after that, I wanted to stay home and then spend more time with my family. This is the transition I talked about. Like, you need to find the right balance, because obviously as a father, you skip a practice or two and you just want to be home with your family. So, and 2019 was a really rough start of the year because I broke my wrist in Australia. So before the first slam, I fractured my wrist. I had a cast on my arm, and I couldn't play for a couple. Like, I couldn't play my backhand for a couple of months. That was a really tough start, and I feel like just it kind of just carried on throughout the season. I couldn't really get a grip on the game, even when I was healthy again. Just didn't play well, and I was actually hoping that 2020 would be much better, but then I haven't really played a professional tournament since the Indian Wells Challenger. I think that was in March. So yeah, 2020 was just unpredictable.
What would you say was your break point in your professional career?
I think it was always moments when I wasn't able to play. So when I hurt my left wrist in 2014, I had to do surgery on it, and after the surgery, I wasn't sure if I was ever going to come back, because having surgery on your wrist is just a big question mark. And I couldn't play for a few months and didn't know what was going to happen. And that's when I realized that I really miss tennis. I really love tennis. It was a moment when I just wanted to give it a shot and just do everything I can, focus 100% on tennis, but also enjoy it. I did enjoy it a lot more, so that helped me. And starting 2015, I think it was just going uphill. Like, I was climbing the rankings all the way to 25, and that was a big moment in my life. Same, I think now, like during COVID, sitting, training at home for 6 months, you kind of start to question, okay, do I want to train? Because at some point you don't know when it's going to start again. And I felt like I do want to train every day because I want to take advantage of the time, because I still want to play. I want to play well again. So that's when I realized that I still miss tennis, and I love tennis, and I want to do the most I can. It doesn't matter if it's 1, 2, 3, 4 more years. Federer is a great example. As long as you can stay in shape, you can play great tennis. And Federer shows us all that he does it better than anyone else. So he's my idol on the court. He's my idol when it comes to playing at such an age, and he's just a great, phenomenal athlete.
And your toughest opponent on court?
That's also Federer, for sure. For him and Nadal, like those two are just, for me, impossible to beat. They're like on a different level. A special moment was when I played him in Washington, and he was so nervous before the match. I mean, I probably shouldn't say it, but he was nervous before the match, and it was a weird feeling, playing my brother. But I was so happy, and I think I enjoyed it more than he did. And yeah, that was very unique, because our parents were sitting in the box, and they weren't really cheering for anyone, or they were cheering for both. So that was very unique, and some sort of kind of funny for me, because I look at my brother, look at my parents, and I think that was a great moment, because we were able to experience something great like that, like a brotherly rivalry on the court. And no matter who would have won, we both would have been the winners.
If MIscha Zverev wasn't a tennis player, where would you have been today?
Probably a pilot, because I love flying. So I love flying. Aviation is my passion, and I probably would have been a pilot by now. But yeah, even now for COVID-19, it's not a great place to be. You know, like planes are not flying like they used to be. But yeah, aviation is my passion for sure.